So today I want to talk about best practices for delivering and converting buyer and seller appointments virtually using Zoom or another video platform. Increasingly now, as real estate agents, we're having to conduct listing appointments virtually using Zoom, Skype, or some other video conferencing platform. And it's a big adjustment, right? It's a entirely different way of connecting with somebody virtually and building rapport and understanding their pain points, their goals, their frustrations, and what they need to achieve in this process without being in person, without seeing the home sometimes, and without having that level of trust and intimacy in a relationship that's very important for that to be present, right? This is a big asset, a big transaction for clients. So a couple things. One, I want to go over the technology best practices on how to make sure these appointments virtually go as best as possible to help with your conversion. And two, I want to go through some actual strategy recommendations and best practices for converting more of these virtual appointments to take a prospect to a signed client here and do it all virtually using Zoom or another video technology. So on some of the tech best practices, oftentimes I see this mistake with real estate agents all the time, and it's the setup. The setup is so important. Pretty easy, but a lot of people miss this. Simple setup. Backdrop is important. See what's behind me? It's a beautiful setting, right? I'm on a lake in the mountains. It's gorgeous. The light is on my face. You can see me. You can hear me. This is a good setting, right? Obviously, you can't always be at a lake, and that's fine. When you're in a home office, the light on your face, not behind you. Otherwise, it looks like an interview from Unsolved Mysteries. It's creepy. It doesn't work. It's personal. So natural light, ideally coming from a window on your face. Light, non-busy background, not a lot going on. Could be a bookshelf, white wall, something like that. If you don't have natural light, just a regular light somewhere near you, right, behind the camera, but in front of your face to illuminate you. You want to get a professional mic. We like to use a Rode mic, R-O-D-E. That's what actually I have on this phone right now. When you have a tripod, that works. If you're using it by phone, we recommend, though, for these appointments, you be on a desktop or a laptop. And use, ideally, an auxiliary aftermarket mic, which is much better audio. Remember, audio is important. If you don't have good audio, people can't hear you, they don't want to listen, they fall off. Audio is almost just as important as video. Next, again, you want to make sure that you're in a quiet environment. All distractions are off. Turn your desktop notifications off, your phone notifications. If you have kids, tell them they cannot, under any circumstances, unless the house is burning down, knock on the door for the next hour or however long you're going to be in there on this meeting. A couple other things is take a few minutes to plan out what you're going to share. Make sure you have the digital assets ready. Make sure you share your screen quickly and seamlessly to show them what you're looking at. So for a listing presentation, you're probably going to have several collateral pieces, right? Pre-listing packet, some MLS data, maybe a listing presentation to take them through the marketing plan and what you propose to do. Make sure that's all up already before your meeting in separate tabs, easy to access when you share your screen. Okay, a couple other things. We want to also make sure that we have any things ready that might be possible objections or questions. So have those planned out. What could they possibly object to? What are the common objections we hear on commission, duration of contract, pricing strategy? Have answers rehearsed and planned at least to those so that you can come up with those quickly, right? Now that's important. We really prefer Zoom, but you can also use Skype. Zoom's really free version, but the free version only goes up to 40 minutes. So I would recommend getting a basic plan so that you don't get cut off in the middle of your appointment if it takes longer than 40 minutes. Next up, strategy best practices. I want to go over a couple of these. Again, making sure the big thing is having all of your assets, your digital assets, ready in the right tab, ready to share, clean, seamless, easy, no questions asked. Two, pre-plan those answers to the objections, right? Then you want to build rapport in the beginning, understand their goals in this process, understand the challenges you might encounter, then talk about and position yourself and your team, if you're on a team, as the experts in this area. Talk about past sales and results, past clients and their experience had with you. Highlight, again, something bigger story. So your brokerage and your company behind you. And then take them through some of the documents, but don't bore them, the highlights of your listing presentation. Remember, it's harder to keep attention when you're not in person. So really make sure that you're not boring them. You're only going over the most important things in this presentation, right? If you start to see their attention fade, You want to try to just hit the main points and wrap this up. Generally, they shouldn't be more than an hour at most. 45 minutes is a good time. We found 30. Sometimes you can get everything done if you're really efficient, but usually you're going to have some time for questions back and forth, and 5 to 10 minutes of kind of breaking the ice, getting to know one another in the beginning of the appointment. So also to follow up, you want to send anything with instructions on electronic paperwork once you close. Remember, we don't get what we don't ask for in life, so make sure you ask for the business. After you demonstrate value, you build rapport, you show a willingness to serve them as a listing agent or a buyer's agent, ask for the business. Tell them how you're excited to get started, and tell them that as soon as you get off this meeting, you're going to email over the necessary paperwork for them to review and easily sign digitally. Then, ready to go. Provide instructions in the email. If you use an e-signature platform like dotloop or something else, e-sign, DocuSign, whatever it is, have that ready. Have the instructions in an email, and also with all the documents together. If they're older, old school or older clients, they might like to print it out, review it, wet signature, scan, or fax back. So give them options. Make it easy and seamless, right? And remember, do not forget this. Ask for the business. You have to go for the close on the appointment. Don't let it hang out there. Go for the close on the appointment. Treat this just like a regular appointment, but remember, it's not the same, right? That's why we're going over these strategies and tactics. Hopefully these will help you deliver at a higher level virtual appointment so that you can walk away and turn more prospects, excited real estate clients, buyers and sellers. Hopefully this was a value. If you got any value from this and you want to share this with somebody who would also benefit from this message, please do drop a comment below or like it. Again, thank you so much to your success and happiness. We'll talk to you next time.